Like whoever made this movie made it for me. Like they made it for me. Like it really is just like it really was for me. Because if you love cars, you love guns, you love action movies, you love kung fu, you love any kind of martial arts, this movie is for you.
Yeah.
Like it feels like their fucking focus group was basically a manual. Like, cause I was the whole fucking time I was just fucking hyped. It felt like a amusement park, right? It's like a ride. You go on it. Once you're done with the ride, you just want to go back and stand in front of the line and do the ride over again. Hey.
Hi.
I'm Emmanuel and this is
Flora.
And today we're going to be talking about
Think about that.
John Wick 4. Yeah?
Yeah.
To start with, scale 0 to 10. Let's cut to the chase, right? Let's give the people what they came in for.
Promise, you never told me what you're gonna ask.
This is why we're never gonna be famous. Okay. Alright, scale of 1 to 10.
7.5.
7.5. I give it a 9.5.
That's a very high
9.5, yeah. And basically, I'm gonna argue for why I think it was a 9.5, and you're gonna argue for why it was a 7.5.
I want to ask why not 10.
Because no movie can be perfect.
So actually 9.5 is a very, very high score.
It's a very, very high score, yeah.
Which movie you think is better than that?
The only other movie I think that I could give a 10 was Django Unchained. It's this movie about it's like an action movie with back during slavery times, and you have Mandingo fighting, and you have the guy from Titanic.
You sure if you watch it now, you still think that's better?
Absolutely, I've seen that movie 4 or 5 times. Every time I watch it, it gets better. Like, okay, look, let's not review. Let's stick to the movie we're trying to review. But if you haven't seen Django Unchained, fucking watch it. It's really good. Okay. But back to John Wick.
I watched that.
It was a 9.5, 7.5. I give 3 things I like, you give 3 things you liked.
Okay, sure.
Alright, you want to start?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The first thing is that character will never die, so I'm not stressed for him.
Okay.
Yeah, so which make me feel very, very comfortable because I don't like to feel stressed when I watch movie, and I want to feel like funny or laughing, like comedy kind of style. And this action movie do make me laugh a lot. I like that feeling.
Okay, all right. For me, it was part of the thing I liked the most about this was on the similar note to what you said, the fact that we know this movie has to end eventually. So I was almost like, oh, is this the one where he dies, right? And I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but on the same vein of what you said, I think that's something I enjoyed a lot about this movie, that knowing that, okay, we're reaching the end of this road trip, how is this going to conclude? So I was actually scared for him this time. Like I actually was like, shit, is he going to die? What's going to happen? Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that tension. Usually in action movies, it's just bam, 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 bam. People falling down left and right and nothing really happens, right? Mm-hmm. Just cool explosions. But this felt more tangible. Like every time someone got hurt, they actually got hurt. Like I don't remember anybody that basically took a hole to the chest and walked away afterwards. Like it kind of, even if it wasn't realistic, like of course it's fucking John Wick, it's not realistic, it still kind of felt realistic-ish.
Yeah.
The second thing I really liked the most,
My turn.
I want to go first. I'm just like so fucking hyped. I want to tell you how much I fucking love this movie. But the second thing I really liked was the fucking cinematography. It was just beautiful to watch. Like the whole time, it reminded me a lot about Avatar. Like I'm just sitting there like, just chilling. Like it was so fun to watch.
Which part make you?
The whole like at the end.
You mean the action part?
Yeah, the way everything was shot, the camera angles. There's this part where they like move the camera up and it looks like a video game.
Oh yeah, that part. I really like that.
Yeah.
And the firework gun.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that fucking gun. Like OP, they need to nerf that shit. But like just the way like. It was fun to watch. Like it was just a treat to my eyes. Mm-hmm. You know, it felt like my eyes were coming the whole time. You know, you go home, you come to work, coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage. Just coming all the time.
Yeah, and if you are like game man,
you didn't get that joke.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. If you're into video games, I feel like this is almost the closest thing we've actually come to a video game movie. Like it felt a lot like playing Call of Duty. Like you're watching somebody who's really fucking good at Call of Duty play Call of Duty. That's what it felt like. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just the way it was filmed, the camera angles, the way like the action is filmed. Like a lot of movies, they throw a punch and you have a cut. and then you see someone receive the punch, it doesn't feel like the people are actually fighting. In this, you could see everything. Like you could see the technique, you could see the grappling. It felt very connected. It felt physical. It felt like two people actually trying to fuck each other up. You know?
Exactly.
The second thing I really, or the third thing I really enjoyed was just the way they balanced the tone of the movie. Like it's serious because like there's very high stakes, but it's also very funny. You know, like there was a lot of comedy and all the jokes land.
Yeah.
Like every single time they made a joke, it actually landed, which is very rare because like if you've watched any Marvel movie, it's a constant barrage of.
Can you see me?
Floating kid alert.
It's Astrid. Heimdallson. I said Axel.
Astrid.
Axel!
Asshole, now listen to him. I'm fine.
The comedy was very physical, which is the best form of comedy. Like, don't tell me a joke, show me the joke. I want to see the joke, right? So I really enjoyed that about this movie as well. Fuck, that was 3 things. I could keep going. We change the rules because this is our video. We get to decide the rules here. Okay, we're not gonna stop at 3 things. What was another thing you liked about the movie?
The Hood at the beginning, the Japanese boss,
Yeah.
even sacrificed himself for the John Wick. Those things make me believe again that you should be a good person. You should have a good heart. Then finally all the problems were solved and everyone will help you at the final stage. So it also gives you this value.
Yeah, very hopeful feeling.
Exactly.
Like you should be a good person despite everything being against you.
So based on that I also like it.
Another thing I really fucking liked was just the creativity of the action. You know, like after like I'm 24 years old, you know, I've seen my fair share of action movies. I feel like I've seen everything. But a lot of the things I saw today I have never seen in any other movie.
Because Chinese kung fu has been mixed in with
Yeah, I think there was a lot of influence because I remember when I was
if you look more Chinese kung fu movie, I would recommend you some. You will find a lot of skills or technique inside this movie.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of kung fu movies when I was a kid. Jackie Chan was my fucking hero back then. But like, there's a very strong influence of those kind of movies as well, just the physical nature of it, and that's really nice. But I mean more like the sets, you know, like the way things happen. And I'm going to give a spoiler for this scene because it's so fucking good. And even though I just saw the movie, in France.
Exactly, I want to say that as well.
There was just so much fucking chaos, and he's drifting the car, the doors are open, and he's just fucking blasting and doing a fucking donut. Like, whoever made this movie made it for me. Like, they made it for me. Like, it really is just like, it really was for me. Because if you love cars, you love guns, you love action movies, you love kung fu, you love any kind of martial arts, this movie is for you. Like, it feels like their fucking focus group was basically a manual. Like, because the whole fucking time, I was just fucking hyped. It felt like amusement park, right? It's like a ride. You go on it, once you're done with the ride, you just want to go back and stand in front of the line and do the ride over again. That's what it felt like. Like, I felt like we finished watching that movie and I wanted to go and start again from the beginning. It was like, I want to go again. It really felt like an amusement ride. Just constant action, you know? So yeah, the scene I'm talking about is this scene where they're doing a drift around and he's shooting, and it's just like, it's like a car guy would enjoy that scene because it's a fucking cool drift and so much chaos. A person who's into guns would also enjoy the scene because of like just the way he uses the weapons, you know. And it appeases to a lot of different groups of people. I feel like even if you don't have to like everything in the movie, but everybody has an aspect of this movie they can really appreciate. I'm pretty sure like I could take my grandmother here to watch this movie and she'd have an amazing time, right? You don't have to be like, you didn't really care much about the cars, but you thought it was cool, right? But I really like cars, so I could see like the cars were using like the BMWs and most of them were 520Ds, to be honest. But just like, everybody can appreciate different parts of the movie for what it is, and I think that speaks well for a movie that has a good amount of research, right? To appease to people, a lot of different people, but not feel like you're insulting them. You know, like some movies try to please everybody, and then it feels like someone's talking down to you. But this movie, I feel like, was very comfortable in itself. You know, it was very comfortable in what it was doing, which makes sense. They've done 4 of these movies, right? This is the 4th one, so of course they're comfortable. But it was nice that there were aspects and themes, different parts of the movies that just blended so well together. And none of them felt like, oh, look at me. Like, they all just kind of like work together. You should definitely, if you haven't seen the first ones, like, you can still watch this one without watching the first ones. I feel like you'll be confused, but you still could. But I
Yes.
think you get the most out of this movie if you watch the ones before it. So
If
yeah,
you want to
definitely.
get the feeling he has, the how to say it?
Hype.
Hype. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has.
So what didn't you like about this movie?
What I didn't like about
Yeah.
this movie. Good question.
Now we talk about the negatives. We gave it a 7.5.
Yes, because to be honest, I enjoyed the story.
Okay.
And this story, I don't think it's deep enough for me than 5.
Okay. The one thing that I wish they changed was I wish they made it longer. I needed more. Like I feel like we were there for like 30 minutes. The movie was maybe 2 hours and a half, 3 hours. It was a long movie, but I just wish it was longer. I wanted more. Like I really just wanted more of that. Like I hope there's a 5th one. Jokes aside, the thing I didn't like so much about the movie would be the bad guy, like the evil character. You know, like he
What's wrong
wasn't
with him?
that threatening. Like they tried to make him initially.
He looked like a stupid, but
Yeah.
a rich guy.
Yeah, he seemed like a typical weak, Weasley rich guy who has a lot of influence but no actual
Power and the wisdom.
you know. Yeah, like he just seemed very. Initially they tried to paint him off as this like master manipulator who has a lot of power and he can get whatever he wants done.
But he's not
Right.
the real snake.
Yeah,
he's
'cause
really
he-
like a pig.
Yeah, because he does something at the start which we're not gonna spoil, but it's like, poof, like how did he do that? Is that even allowed by the rules? Right. So he starts off very strong, but through the rest of the movie he just kind of fades.
Weak, hide himself behind the people
Yeah,
and try to
yeah,
pay money
exactly,
and ask people to do
exactly.
things for him.
Yeah, he just reminded me of that guy in school that nobody liked because his parents were rich, so he assumed his parents' money would solve all his problems for him. Like it really was that person. You have a person in your mind, don't you? Well, I do. Yeah. You know yourself. Anyways, but I just wish they did more with the character. You know, I could see what they were going for, but at the end, like the thing that, of course, the bad guy always loses, right? Like we know this already. But the thing that leads to his demise is the biggest problem in his character, which is the fact that he's so weak. He's like, oh, now I'm gonna, you know, like he's just Weasley. Like it's fucking John Wick. We need somebody who's equally badass, right?
But is John Wick a badass?
John Wick is badass.
But in this one, I didn't see any badass.
He killed like 100,000 people.
But he has been pushed to kill. He's not doing it because his wish. It's
Yeah.
because they want to kill him, so he have to kill them to survive.
Yeah, but that's fucking badass.
No,
the way he
that's
did
not.
it.
No, that's not.
Okay, you know what? What did I bring on the show? You gonna toss it here and tell me John Wick isn't badass?
Because I don't know. So based on this character, I only based on this chapter, right? Chapter 4. I don't think
You don't
he's-
think he's badass?
No, I think he has been killing people. It's because people are keep coming to killing him. So he have to fight back to survive.
Yeah, but that is badass. The way he destroys his people, he makes them look like children. He just whoops their fucking asses. That is badass. Because it shows the training and technique he has.
Yeah.
Leave your comments. We want to know what you think. Because I can't be the only. You can't know.
You have to. You have to be me. Like you have to. Didn't watch the part 3 one and only watch the 4th one, and then you can leave a comment here to see whether he's a badass or not. Or because from my perspective, I just think he's such a lovely guy who loves his wife deeply. That's the reason he's surviving this world. And then everyone tried to kill him and no one tried to protect him. He's keep like falling down, rolling, and every bullet come out from his jacket.
Yeah.
I think he's so poor. He's so
Yeah.
sad. I'm so sad for him. Why he's a badass?
Yeah.
I don't understand in that way.
All right, we have to wrap up this video. But still, if you haven't seen this movie, you owe it to yourself to see it. Go to the cinema. Like I'm that person who loves to sit at home and watch stuff on Netflix, but this movie is actually worth going out to the cinema for. Do you agree?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, grab some friends, grab a drink, take some popcorn, and just go and have a good time because this was an amazing movie and I want to go again. The only thing that's stopping me is just these fucking inflation. It's getting too expensive. But other than that, this is definitely what you rewatch. For me, it's a 9.5. For her, it's a 7.5. So the average score we're both giving is what? 9.5 plus 7.5. Yeah, she's the one that's good at math here. The editor will put up the number here.
8.25.
Yeah, what she said. If she's correct, put it up on the screen. But yeah.
8.5.
Yeah.
8.5. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So John Wick, check it out. Amazing movie, amazing time. Tell us what you want us to see next, and we'll check it out. Yeah, for sure. As always, I hope you learned something. Take care.